What's up, sports fans? Green Blaze here with another Eagles mock draft. There's been some changes since my last video. Deshaun Jackson has been reacquired via trade. Malik Jackson is signed as defensive tackle. Ronald Darby has restructured his contract, and Jason Peters is coming back for one more year. My new picks are based on more depth at the linebacker position, skills position, and defensive line. The Eagles must get younger yet more talented in the defensive secondary, and the 2019 draft is a great opportunity to do that. With the number 25th pick in the NFL Draft, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Lindell Wilson, linebacker out of Alabama. He's today's version of an NFL linebacker with an adequate size plus strength and toughness. His speed to pursue and ability to handle coverages on his own is impeccable. He's good with his hands to punch and play off blocks. He's able to unlock his hips and explode into blockers or slip by them. He anticipates the run lane choices and quick to respond off bounce outs. He's good at pursuit bursts with easy change of direction. He plays through blockers with his eyes. He can trigger downhill into leaky zone gaps. He's able to cover tight ends and running backs. He's fluid with drop coverage and ball skills as a receiver. He shows some feel as a blitzer, and he also has some special teams talent. He might be too mechanical with his approach at times. He has a limited number of instinctive shots in the gaps. He needs to improve that he can play with feel and make plays. He only had 7 tackles for loss in 2 seasons. He's deciphering when to attack and when to not attack and when to slip into blocks. He will need to step in the blocks in the secondary and be able to close the run lane. He needs to climb into blockers easier to stop the run lane as well. He has issue coming off blocks and leveraging gaps, but overall his size, athleticism, and instincts can be a valuable asset with the Eagles and will earn him a first-round pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, as he is a solid 3-down starter in any defensive scheme. With the number 53rd pick in the NFL Draft, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Nasir Adderley, safety out of the University of Delaware. He's a defensive back with good size and length, but tape is filled with inconsistencies regarding his response as a safety, which is why teams may opt to look at him as a cornerback, but his size, athletic ability, and ball skills will be considered. He has starting experience at both cornerback and safety. He has high speed to range over the top as a single high safety or recover against deep throws. He's a great overall talent with football pedigree, as he is a cousin of great defensive back Herb Adderley. With the number 57 pick in the NFL Draft, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Miles Sanders, running back out of Penn State. Although he's not the number 1 running back in this draft, his draft combine really elevated his draft stock. Sanders is more skilled than explosive, but he has the size and talent to develop into a future starter with every down potential. He has low mileage with only 276 career carries. He's built like an NFL runner with well-defined lowers and loose hips. Typically, he's patient as a runner. He has good vision and quickness to process what he sees, and he has good footwork to dart around early traffic. He's a 3-down back who does everything well and could be a feature in the backfield, as he draws comparisons to former NFL great and running back Brian Westbrook with his ability to juke defenders and catch out of the backfield. With the 127th pick in the NFL Draft, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Amani Oruwariye, cornerback out of Penn State. He could be an effective press man defender but must win at the line of scrimmage, or he could become an early target for quarterbacks as he lacks makeup speed once he's beaten. He's a big cornerback with above average length. He can beat receivers up when he gets his hands on them. He has good recognition of double moves, and he's willing to get into the mix and mix up things as a run duty supporter. He's only a one-time starter his senior season. He needs additional technique work as he needs to trust it more. He can be scheme dependent. His long speed and recovery bursts are an issue, but he's considered to be a great fit for zone-heavy teams who need physicality in the press. With the 138th pick in the NFL Draft, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Natrez Patrick, inside linebacker out of Georgia. He's a big, instinctive linebacker who plays with good toughness and run support. He lacks speed and above average as an open field tackler. Despite his size and instincts, he has no real impact in productivity at the University of Georgia. He may not offer enough against the pass or special teams game. He has off-the-field issues as well, but he is a physical player who understands the game. He plays with some edge, he has instinctiveness against the run, he reads keys for early diagnosis and flow, and he's patient to identify the runner's lane. He doesn't have enough statistics to prove himself on the college level, and he misses too many tackles, but because of his athleticism, he has a chance to make it on the next level, potentially as a backup linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles in the future. With the 163rd pick in the NFL Draft, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Mecole Hardman, wide receiver out of University of Georgia. He's a raw but explosive playmaker with bursts to get to the second gear and threaten over the top. He's a smooth ball tracker who's able to bring the ball in over his shoulders. He combines speed and quickness to uncover all three levels. He's a bouncy leaper and can be an explosive punt returner. Some weaknesses revolve around him being too reliant upon athletic gifts to get open at this point. He lacks commitment and urgency in breaking routes. He appears to hear footsteps, and he makes easy catches but struggles against contested ones. Overall, he's a steal in the latter rounds of the NFL draft because of his 4.33 40-yard dash speed at the NFL Combine, and can also be a really good punt returner. With the 197th pick in the NFL Draft, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Dre'Mont Jones, defensive tackle out of Ohio State. Jones is an extremely athletic, one-gaping, three-technique player with the ability to play a disruptive style of football. Jones was a basketball player at Cleveland State St. Ignatius High School before playing football the last 2 seasons. He has a strong desire to be first out of stance. He has a boxer stick and move hand quickness. He has good lateral agility and play speed to penetrate gaps. He's a fluid athlete with bouncy feet for sudden change of direction. Some weaknesses involve him being too top-heavy frame with narrow hips and lower half. He has a lightweight frame which needs muscle and mass for NFL interior, and he needs to have quicker hands for better hits. Overall, his body type and playing style will hinder him against other defensive tackles in the draft, but in the right scheme, he can be an impactful force against the other side of the ball. Well, sports fans, that concludes my Eagles mock draft. I feel with these picks, we will address more depth at the linebacker position, feature an every down running back, increase better coverage in the secondary, and provide a younger and more grooming vertical threat for Carson Wentz. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit the like button below. So long for now.